Tata Airlines has a long history in our country and has now come a full circle. Here is why. Recently, on 8th October, Tata Group's Thales Private Limited won the bid for the equity shareholding of Air India for Rs 18,000 crores from the Government of India. So hello everyone, welcome to the digital platform of Tarun IAS. I am Nandini Bhatnagar and today we are discussing the Tata Airlines trip through the years. We have all seen the picture of a Royal Maharaja wearing red royal costume and welcoming us with joined hands in the Air India Airlines at least once in our lives. So let us find out how the airlines came into being. The story of Tata Airlines begins with Jehangir Ratanji Dorabji Tata, who became the first qualified pilot of the country in 1929. Sometime later, he met Nevill Vintcent, with whom he worked together to convince then Tata chairman Dorabji Tata to form Tata Airlines. Nevill Vintcent was a British air fighter pilot who also served in the Royal Air Force. It was his idea to start Tata Airlines, which he tried to pitch to Dorabji Tata with no success. However, he met J R D Tata and together they worked on the airline. The company was formed with an initial investment of Rs 2 lakhs. On 15th October 1932, Tata Airlines took its first flight from Karachi to Mumbai to deliver mail. The first flight was called De Havilland Pasmoth that cost around Rs 20,000. By 1938, various domestic flights flew in the country. Tata Airlines now also travelled far and wide with supplies and goods for the Britain government during the Second World War. Not only this, J R D Tata and Vintcent had also been planning to manufacture aircrafts for the war at their plant in Pune. However, the idea could not be implemented since while returning from pitching the idea to the British government, Vintcent's aircraft was shot down. In 1946, Tata Airlines was renamed as Air India and it became a joint stock company publicly. In the same year of independence, that is 1947, the government proposed to take 49% of the company's share. The company owned 25% itself and the rest was open for the subscription to public. And hence the airlines became the first example of a public-private venture. In 1948, the airline took its first international trip from London to Bombay, forming Air India International. Air India became the nationalized airline in 1953. In June 1960, Air India inducted its first Boeing 702-420 and became the first Asian airline to enter the jet age. By 1962, it became the world's first all-jet airline. J R D Tata served as the chairman of the company until 1986, after which Ratan Tata took charge as the chairman. In 2001, the company tried to disinvest by offering 40% stake of the airlines. Many other airlines like Lufthansa, British Airways and Singapore Airlines showed interest, but the terms included partnering with an Indian company, due to which they withdrew their offer. In 2007, Air India merged with the Indian Airlines. Soon after, the airline started incurring huge losses. The many reasons including the high fuel prices, high charges of airport usage, more competition from other low-cost carriers. The government reported a loss of nearly 200 million rupees every day. The merger was done to merge the resources, create better revenue. However, even after the merger, the resources remained divided. There were no layoffs, no reduction in costs. Instead, it continued to incur huge losses. Now, since the losses continued to incur, the government wanted to privatize the airlines to reduce its debt. In 2017, the government finally decided to privatize the airlines and began to divest in it. The airlines has been a pioneer in the field of aviation for the country, whether it be for its influence or for its world-known mascot, Maharaja. The Maharaja is one of the most popular mascots. It was seen as an international recognition, mostly because it was interactively modified for each country that it traveled to, whether it was Japan, Britain, or Egypt. The Maharaja was created in 1946 when Saurabh Kushru Kuka, Air India's then commercial director, and Umesh Rao, an artist with J. Walter Thompson in Mumbai, together created this mascot initially for an in-flight memo pad. It continued to serve as the mascot. The airline soon came to be known for the punctuality of its flight, which is why the airline's motto read, "The mail may be delayed but never lost. The passengers may be delayed but never lost." So now let us look at the financial aspect of the company and its takeover. While the airlines has returned to its founders in the private skies, it has major challenges to face ahead. Private airlines haven't always had a successful flight, as can be seen in various examples of Kingfisher Airlines or the Jet Airways. Air India's debt was Rs 61,562 crore as reported on August 31, a fourth of which will now be taken on by Tata Group, which will still be amounting to Rs 15,300 crores. The national carrier has now been surviving on taxpayers' money for the last decade. So the company will have to hold on to at least 50% of the carrier for a year and keep 12,000 of the carrier's employees also for a year as part of the conditions of the sale. The government was hesitant about handing over the stake of the airline, so it previously offered about 76% of the company in 2018. However, that did not attract as much bidders as the government had wanted, so then 100% of stake of Air India and Air India Express was offered, which brought 7 competitors bidding for the airlines. Another interesting fact that was included in the process was that the airlines were to be bid at the enterprise value instead of the equity value. So let me first tell you what exactly is enterprise and equity value. Enterprise value is the measure of the equity value debt as well as the cash of the company, while equity value is the measure of the value of a company's shares. The bid also followed the reserve price mechanism, according to which a base price was set, below which no bids would be accepted. The reserve price for the deal was set at Rs 12,906 crore and it was finalized before the opening of the sealed financial bids from the 2 final suitors, that were the Tata Group and a consortium led by SpiceJet chairman Ajay Singh. Now, the transaction is expected to be completed by December this year. Founder J R D Tata was very firm in maintaining excellent service in airlines, which is also why the employees are extremely valuable for the corporation. So, no employees will be sacked and eliminated to cover the cost. The conglomerate now sure has its hand tied and a lot to do to return the airlines to its previous glory. So friends, we hope this video helped you in knowing more about the topic. Before you forget, like our video, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for latest current affairs. Thank you.